There are rich teams, and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's us.
Welcome to Oakland.
My job is to take this team to a championship. I need more money.
We're not New York. We're not going to compete with a $120 million payroll.
We got to think differently.
Your goal shouldn't be to buy players. Your goal should be to buy wins.
Who are you?
Here is 25 players that have been overlooked by every other team for one reason or another, like an island of misfit toys. In here is a championship team, one that we can afford.
Who's the kid?
The kid is the new assistant GM. We're gonna shake things up. Tell him.
You want me to speak?
We're not pointing at you yet. This is the new direction of the Oakland A's. We are card counters at the blackjack table. We're gonna turn the odds on the casino.
You don't put a team together with a computer, Billy.
Adapt to die.
Hi, welcome to Foner and Hood. Today we're going to review Moneyball. You just saw a clip from it. And Moneyball stars Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, directed by Bennett Miller, who also directed Capote, written by Steven Zalian and Aaron Sorkin. Interesting stuff going on in this movie, Paul.
Basically, I wanted to talk about the screenplay, which has a lot of elements of what Aaron Sorkin kind of brought to,
West Wing.
West Wing, with the very interesting dialogue, and also the ability to develop Brad Pitt's character as Billy Bean.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Moneyball, the movie, is based on Moneyball, the book, which is largely based on the life and theories of Billy Bean. His idea was that you could use sabermetrics or statistics to determine the amount of a player's worth on the field and use it as a predictor for future success and the player's ability to help a team win games. And for those of you who are fans of sabermetrics, I encourage you to go read all the books by Bill James, who, incidentally enough, is his hiring by the Red Sox and as a big factor in their future success is mentioned in this movie. And so the idea of using statistics to determine how a player was going to perform was a view that wasn't shared by a lot of the baseball scouts at the time. That's one of the really interesting parts about the movie.
Yeah,
was they drop you right in and it engages the viewer.
Yeah, I mean the conflict between the old school scouts and Billy Bean's method of bringing in the young Yale graduate with a degree in economics and how it stirs up the tension, I thought is what makes this movie interesting. And
what drives the engine that drives the movie.
It drives the movie. And it makes it more, not as much about baseball, but more about how Billy Bean was just trying to succeed at something because as a failed baseball player, he's driven to succeed and rebuild the Oakland A's no matter what it takes. So bringing in Pete, the young graduate from Yale, I thought was very interesting. And there's certain scenes where you can tell Aaron Sorkin had developed, and the dialogue is really crisp and witty, and there's great moments in this film between the two characters.
It's good that you mentioned it, and all the really good baseball films, like some of my personal favorites, like Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, The Natural, even Major League, are all about something larger than baseball, and it gets into what is somebody's life and career after they're done with it. Like, in other words, Billy Bean starts to define himself as a baseball player in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And then later on, he has to change his expectations. And so, like those other films, you begin to think about bigger life issues outside just baseball. And that, a really good, effective baseball film will use baseball as a metaphor for life, and that happens here.
I think most sports films use the actual sport as a metaphor, and there's moments where you're not even thinking about the the actual sport, and you're seeing and you're feeling you're more into what's going on with the characters,
Right, in between the lines. Yeah. So, what do we think about this film? Well, I think it's definitely a go-see. Even if you're not a fan of baseball or a fan of statistics or math, it's a film that drops you right into the middle of what it takes to run a Major League Baseball team, and more specifically, how teams can pick players. So, from that perspective, it is very engaging. The scenery is visually engaging. The performances are really good, especially Brad Pitt as Billy Bean. I think it's a really good casting. Jonah Hill kind of broadening his horizon as an actor, taking on a more serious role. And Philip Seymour Hoffman is good in a supporting turn as Art Howe. So don't be surprised if you see some people associated with this film up on a podium in February. There's definitely a lot of Oscar buzz being generated, and I think all of it is merited. So definitely a go-see.
Yes, I agree. It's a go-see film. Kind of falls flat during the third act, but the first two acts are pretty strong, and they seem to carry the movie well. For fans of Aaron Sorkin, who developed the script for The Social Network, you get a lot of the good dialogue and the good characterizations in the film. And for baseball fans, it's a great movie. For those that don't know about baseball, you'll learn a lot as far as how they develop teams, and by using not such a big budget to win championships.
Right.
And it's very interesting, and it's definitely a go see. So.
Right. So Moneyball out September 23rd nationwide.
Yes.
Go check us out on Facebook under Foner and Hood Movie Reviews. And this has been Foner and Hood. We're out.